Growing up, I heard a lot of code words being used for mental health. For example, quote, "Don't mess with her. She doesn't take no stuff," or "You know something is wrong with her or him." I would witness bizarre behavior within my family and neighborhood, wrote Imani in a blog post for the website healthymindsphilly.org. She continued, "It is my belief that in the Black community, mental health is still viewed as taboo. The fear and shame of admitting that they have mental health challenges is a barrier and cause for many to not seek help. Fear of what others will think of them or the things they will think of themselves stems from a common ideology within my community to not tell your business to strangers, to have better faith in God, and to pray your problems away," she continued. A fear of being seen as weak, with possible consequences of our children being taken away, and the mistrust we have of people outside of the community are all factors that drive the disconnect between mental health and the Black community. To read the full article, you can click the link I have below. A Philadelphia woman, Dominique Billups, has been arrested and charged in connection with the shooting of a 7-month-old baby, allegedly over $100 narcotics debt. The incident, described as, quote, "mind-boggling" by law enforcement, shows that even though violent crime has been steadily dropping the last few years, Philadelphia still has a lot of work to do in order to make the residents feel safe again. Billups was taken into custody on Friday, July 19th, and faces multiple charges, including 3 counts of aggravated assault and reckless endangerment of a person, as confirmed by Lieutenant Dennis Rosenbaum during a news conference the day after Billups' arrest. The charge stems from an altercation believed to be linked to a $100 drug debt, as I said earlier. The shooting occurred on July 18th around 5:52 p.m. in the Holmesburg neighborhood in northeast Philadelphia. Upon arriving at the scene, officers found evidence of gunfire but no victims. Shortly after beginning their investigation, police learned about a baby who had been shot in the leg and taken to a hospital by private vehicle. Police believe the baby's father was the initial target and the mother, quote, "just got wrapped up into it," unquote, according to Rosenbaum. Details regarding Billups' bond status and legal representation remain unclear. The investigation continues as authorities work to piece together the events leading up to the shooting. The surveillance video released to the public by police shows a woman approaching the baby, who is in a stroller, and his mother from behind on the day of the shooting. In the footage, the armed woman can be seen chasing someone who is running away, and when she passes the baby and mother, she turns around and shoots at him from point-blank range. You see in that video, she really points the gun at the baby of the mother, who's also a juvenile, and fires. Luckily, she missed, Rosenbaum said about the video. Obviously, that's when the baby got hit. A 7-month-old baby isn't going to remember that, but it's always going to be out there. That story's always going to be out there, Rosenbaum said. Before the shooting, there was an argument between the shooter and the baby's parents, according to the lieutenant. The mother left with the child and the father was on his way to join him, but he did not know the shooter was following him. Rosenbaum said the baby's parents may have fled from the scene of the shooting because they were scared they would get arrested, as one of them was wanted for a nonviolent warrant. The infant, who was shot in the leg, is currently in stable condition and has been released from the hospital. The baby is now in the custody of the family. Earlier this month, on July 9th, a woman was shot to death on the 2100 block of North Camac Street. A 67-year-old man has been charged in the murder of the woman who was found shot to death earlier this month in North Philadelphia. Jerome Eaton's, a resident of North Philly, turned himself in to police on Tuesday, July 16th, a week after the murder, and was charged in the killing of 48-year-old Rashida Lane. The Philadelphia Police Department officers responded to the 2100 block of Camac Street on July 9th following reports of a shooting. Upon arrival, investigators discovered Lane suffering from multiple gunshot wounds, and she was transported to Temple University Hospital, where she succumbed to her injuries. Eaton's faces charges of murder, weapons offenses, and tampering with evidence. The investigation is ongoing. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It helps the channel more than you know.
A man is in custody after a female Temple University student was killed in North Philadelphia. The university released a statement confirming the tragedy, but said they would not identify the victim until her family is notified. Officers responded to the scene, the 1400 block of Willington Street, at about 4 o'clock this morning for a medical emergency. They arrived to find the body of a 20-year-old woman inside. Investigators say it was apparent that the victim suffered blunt force trauma. Her death is being referred to as a homicide and a domestic incident. Police arrested a 22-year-old man in connection with the case. Charges at this point are still pending.
On Saturday, June 22nd at 4 o'clock in the morning, police responded to a report of a medical emergency on the 1400 block of Willington Street in Philadelphia. When they arrived, they found the body of 20-year-old Imani Jones on the second floor of her home. She was suffering from apparent blunt force trauma, and medics pronounced her dead at the scene at 4:12 a.m. Her 21-year-old boyfriend, Tamir Lackey, was taken into custody and charged with murder, reckless endangerment, and tampering with evidence. Tamir and Milan were both students at Temple University. A statement by the university the day following the brutal murder read, "We are deeply saddened to inform you of the death of third-year nursing student Imani Jones. The loss of this promising young woman is a tragedy that will deeply impact her fellow students and our faculty and staff." Milan was set to begin her third year of studies in the College of Public Health's nursing program this fall. She enjoyed helping and caring for others, and her decision to pursue a career in nursing reflects just that. There is no doubt that she had a very bright future ahead of her, which makes delivering this news especially difficult. Milan, affectionately called Ladybug by her mother, Mildred Ramos, was the youngest in her family. With brothers 20 years her senior, growing up in East Mount Airy, she attended Little Flower High School on a scholarship, graduating in 2022, just like her mother did in 1981. Like I said earlier, Milan was entering her third year of college at Temple, where she was studying to be a nurse. Family members say she wanted to be a pediatric travel nurse. Milan was always so full of life, caring, and determined to make a difference. She had dreams of becoming a travel nurse with a special place in her heart for pediatric care, her mother, Mildred Ramos, explained. Doing research for this video, I couldn't find much info on Tamir Lackey's life leading up to him entering college at Temple. Those close to Milan, however, described her as smart and funny. Milan was a wonderful person, Gia Ledwidge, which was her best friend and roommate, said. She was like so nice, she couldn't curse anybody out. She couldn't be mean to anyone. She was like my sister. Like, we went to Puerto Rico last year. Milan's beaming smile and outgoing personality drew a lot of attention to her. For her friends and family, it was an outpouring of love and support for her hardworking spirit and go-getter attitude. The fact she wanted to become a nurse just maps on perfectly to her personality. In the fall of 2023, Imani Jones and Tamir Lackey met at school and started to talk. Imani Jones's friends and family noted that soon after the relationship started, Imani would communicate less often with them, which is unlike her, they said. Less phone calls and visits were signs to her family, but they chalked it up to it just being a new relationship. Neighbors reported a heated argument between Imani and Tamir the night of the brutal murder. The Ring doorbell camera captured the police's response and Tamir's subsequent arrest. One of the hallmarks of a controlling, abusive partner is restricting the communication that the other partner has with their friends and close relatives. And according to them, this process was underway on that tragic night in June of 2024. According to the Bureau of Justice Statistics, on average, more than 1 man and 3 women are murdered by their intimate partners in the United States every day. In 2021, 34% of female murder victims and non-negligent manslaughter victims were killed by an intimate partner, compared to just 6% of male victims. Zooming into our city, according to the National Coalition Against Domestic Violence, 17.3% of students in Philadelphia have been physically hurt by a boyfriend or girlfriend in the past year, which is almost twice the national average. Late adolescence or early adulthood is a time when people are inexperienced with romantic relationships. This results in couples who may lack a clear understanding of what a healthy relationship actually looks like. They confuse volatile feelings or romantic passion. and they may not recognize a partner's need for power and control, or they may not have the skills to handle the negative emotions that can emerge while dating. Tamir Lackey has been arraigned and is awaiting his preliminary hearing, which has been postponed since its original July 8th date. This case against Tamir doesn't look good, but for fairness sake, I have to say he is innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. For the family of Milan Jones, I pray that justice is served and you get the closure you deserve. Domestic violence is one of the biggest problems women face today in this country. For the sake of their lives and mental health of any woman, or man for that matter, that finds themselves in an abusive relationship, there are resources out there to help. But the number one thing is to immediately remove yourself from that situation if possible, because abuse is a cycle that will continue no matter what the abuser says or promises. Rest in peace to Milan Jones, and I'm gonna leave it there for now. Thanks for watching American Confidential. And until next time, be safe.
Vigil for the slain Temple University student. 20-year-old Milan Jones was found dead last weekend. Her boyfriend, 21-year-old Tamir Lackey, is now charged with her murder. Action News reporter Caroline Goggin shares an emotional message from the victim's brothers.
It was an emotional evening for family and friends of Milan Jones. In a parking lot at 74th and Ogons Avenue, they held on to each other as they also held on to memories of her.
Being around this many people that care about her, I feel like I miss her. I want her right here.
The 20-year-old Temple nursing student was found dead from blunt force trauma inside a North Philadelphia apartment on Saturday morning. Police say a dispute between Jones and her boyfriend, 21-year-old Tamir Lackey, turned physical, leading to her death. Police call her death a domestic homicide.
Domestic violence it's not okay. If you're strong enough to hit someone, you're strong enough to hold back.
As Lackey now faces murder charges, Jones's family is preparing for a final goodbye. Her older brothers described her as talented, intelligent, and kind. A young woman who had a bright future ahead of her.
She was very brilliant. You know, I remember at one of her graduations, I'm holding all the rewards she got. She's got all these awards, and I'm just so proud to be big brother.
Jones was heading into her third year as a Temple nursing student. Her brothers say she wanted to be a travel nurse and to eventually work in pediatrics. Tonight, those who loved her released balloons in her honor. It was a moment to mourn and a moment to celebrate the time that they had with her.
We enjoyed everything together. It didn't matter what we were doing. We were going to have fun because we were together.
Memorial services for Jones will happen early next week. A viewing is scheduled for Monday night and Tuesday morning here at Emmanuel Johnson Funeral Home, with a funeral mass to follow on Tuesday morning at St. Helena Church. In East Mount area, I'm Caroline Goggin for Action News at 10 on PHL 17.